It is so hard to find our purpose. I want you to imagine you're on a beach with a metal detector, walking along the warm sand, and as you kneel down and start sifting through the sand, you can't find anything. Maybe every once in a while you find a little trinket or a scrap of metal or even a cool coin, but after some time you'll eventually lose it in the pile of hundreds of trinkets you've collected throughout your lifetime. This is what finding our purpose can feel like. It can feel like this task that we wake up every day trying to find an answer to. And it's hard. There's a part of us that thrives on deductive reasoning. That part of us gets us so far in life, that wants to solve problems and find the answer. It provides us with so much value, but it has its limits. Have you ever written down in words what you have felt is your purpose? What did it feel like to have an answer? For me, I've done that plenty of times, and it has felt so like I finally have something to move off of. But let me ask you something else. How long do you think you have spent trying to find that answer? And when you found it, how attached did you become? The search for purpose can be more limiting than we realize, which is why we have to let it go. Our energy is stored within us, but in order for our energy to transform into what it is supposed to, or in other words, in order for it to transform into what we want it to be, we have to let go, and we have to allow it to fully express itself in the state that it is in. We cannot avoid feeling lost. If you want to have the wisdom of the quiet night, then you have to walk through it, and you have to feel it as deeply as you want to feel your purpose. After everything you have ever experienced, can you trust something within you to guide you without knowing? There is a persistent, wise quality that lives beneath and above and through every thought that you have. And when we flood our mind with the quality of searching, when we demand answers from our mind, we restrict it from fully communicating the emotions that our body is trying to communicate to us. Have you ever had an experience sitting down and you have felt overwhelmed with this quality that you want to carry into your everyday and integrate it into your life permanently? If so, that experience remains with you. It does not go away. But if you feel disconnected from that, you have to let it go. When we are attached to knowledge and to certainty, we do not leave room for discovery and for wonder. And those qualities are so essential in the realization of yourself and in the full experience of yourself. Almost every day for the last year, I have woken up trying to label my purpose and to feel that certainty so that I can feel confident enough to put my energy into something. But I am here to tell you that it does not work. You have to let go. And when I say let go, I don't mean detach, because these things are so deeply a part of you. But whatever it is that has brought you here, there is something that is no longer working. When we release our grip on one thing, our hands are open to receive something entirely new. But a fear that we have is that it will not be what we deeply desire, what we deeply want to receive. But the fun part is that you get to choose to receive something or not. Something scary is that you must say no over and over and over again until something you know is right comes into being and comes into your view. And when I say something you know is right, I don't always mean something that you can conceptually understand, but I mean something that you cannot help but do. And once you have released yourself from all of your beliefs that limit you from walking the road that you most deeply desire, you are free to let go of everything else but that road. But it is so hard when you don't know what that is. What is that road? Certainty has got us a long way. And it is so applicable and valuable in so many areas of life, but you can outgrow it. And when you no longer fit into the box that you put yourself in, it can be so frustrating. And I know it can be so frustrating. But you must ask yourself if there is something that you're not accepting, and you can feel into why that is. But ultimately, if you want this energy to transform, you have to accept it. I feel so lost in my life right now. I'm between college majors, and to part of me that feels so silly that I'm frustrated and worked up every day because I have to choose my classes for next semester, and I have to choose my major that I'm changing. But for me, it's so interlocked with my feeling of purpose because it's so intertwined with what I want to do in the world, how I want to show up with people, what energy I value receiving and giving, and it all feels like it's on the line. So I had to let go. I had to let go of the search for knowledge. I had to expand in openness because you know when something in your life is going well. You don't need someone else to tell you. You can feel it in your whole body. That search for certainty can overtake us, and it can feel like it controls our every thought. But when you let it go, you can move fully into your deepest state of experiencing. And from that place, you will finally see what has been trying to be communicated to you this whole time. But it is not until you have taken that step and released your grip on whatever has been holding you back, then you can finally connect with that state and receive the full wisdom that it has to offer. And I'm telling you this because once you can fully realize that deep state in you, you can anchor yourself in it. That part of you is not so much a quality, but is the birthplace of every other thought that you have. And so when you release something that you are attached to, you are putting it back where it was born from, so that the energy is no longer coming from that limiting thought, but it can transform and be born into something entirely new from that beautiful divine place within you. And when you're anchored in that part of you, you can be afraid as you need to be, and it doesn't have to change anything. But I want you to stay anchored in that feeling because you need to fully express that fear. Uncertainty is just as important as certainty. They are these poles that seem separate, that have such valuable qualities, but there is a homeostatic state in the middle of them where you can realize that they're not separate. They're just emotions that you're sending to yourself that are aligned with your deepest intent. And to become aware of that intent is helpful, but whether you're aware of it or not, it is in effect. It is unbelievably terrifying to be in a state of pain and to allow yourself to sink into it. But when you do that, its grip on you releases, because in that state of openness and acceptance, you can let it go. It's hard to put that into practice every day because those fears will just come up still every day. But we can connect them to the trust in ourselves and submerge them in the quality of trust. Sometimes having a practical answer is important and valuable, but when that stops working and when that doesn't get you anywhere, you gotta release from it and step into a new place that's trying to come into a being that is beyond is and is not. It is beyond knowing and unknowing. And when you want so badly to be in the full expression of your light, You cannot reject the darkness, because everything in that darkness needs to transform. And you can get in the practice of doing this, of letting go of something that isn't serving you, whether you're attached to it or not. And one is harder than the other, but it gets easier, I promise you. Because when you tell yourself that you are ready to let go of something so big, you're communicating to yourself that that is how important it is to you. And that is what you will do to achieve what you desire. And if you are willing to do that for yourself, and if you are willing to do that for what you desire, then there is nothing that can stop you, not even yourself. It can't help but come out of you. You must lie on your back down the river and allow yourself to carry you to where you've always wanted to be. Because when you let go of everything else, you realize that you are there right now. And when you are there, you have the tools to create whatever world that you want for yourself. And I truly believe that anyone can do that. And I hope that you believe that too. But even if you don't, it is still true.